So once again, good morning, everybody. So we are going to see about the male reproductive system. Okay, the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system in today's session. Okay, so we'll be studying about the male reproductive organs in today's class. So the male reproductive class, the session it starts with scrotum. Okay, the scrotum. Okay, so it's a deeply pigmented structure which is located in the perineum. Okay, it is located inside located in perineum, the perineal region. The perineal region means it is situated between the two thighs. Okay, perineum. Um, Perineum means it is located the part between the two thighs. It's called as perineum. Okay, the pouch, the scrotum, it's like a pouch, and it is divided into two compartments. Okay, it is divided into two compartments, and each compartment contains a testis. Each compartment contains a testis. Okay. Now let's see the other structures. So we'll see about the testis. Okay, so inside the scrotum there is testis. So there are two testes, okay, which are separated from each other. All right. The testis, it is the reproductive gland of the male, okay, and it is suspended in the scrotum by the spermatic cord. So here you can see it is hanging. Okay, it is hanging in the scrotum by a structure which is called as spermatic cord. Okay, it is hanging in the scrotum, the testis. This is the testis. Okay, it is hanging by means of the spermatic cord. Now, the testis is surrounded by two coverings. One is tunica vaginalis and the other one is tunica albuginea. Okay, so here you can see the tunica vaginalis. So this is a thin fibrous like grayish layer which is coming down and it covers the testis. It's like a grayish covering, okay, which covers the testis. Okay, just like a fascia, it covers the testis. If you cut open this tunica vaginalis, you will be able to see the testis, which is smooth, okay, and has a white outer covering, which is called as tunica albuginea. Alba means white, right? So tunica albuginea. So the outer covering is tunica vaginalis and the inner layer is tunica albuginea. Okay, tunica vaginalis and tunica albuginea. The tunica vaginalis, it is derived from the peritoneum. Okay, you know all the gastrointestinal structures, they are covered by peritoneum. So the tunica vaginalis is derived from peritoneum, whereas the tunica albuginea, it is a thick fibrous covering, okay, which protects the testis. Tunica vaginalis is thin, okay, but tunica albuginea is thick fibrous covering of the testis. Now each testis, if you dissect, you will be able to find around 200 to 300 lobules. Okay, lobules or compartments. So here you can see each one is a compartment. Okay, so there are around 200 to 300 lobules. And what is present inside each of these lobules? There is a seminiferous tubule. Okay, so a long convoluted tubule is present in each of these compartments. So this is called as seminiferous tubule. Okay, the seminiferous tubule. Okay, and in between these seminiferous tubules, there is a cell which is called as Leydig cells. Okay, Leydig cells or interstitial cells of Leydig. Okay, Leydig cells or interstitial cells of Leydig, and they secrete the hormone which is called as testosterone. Okay, testosterone, which is responsible for the spermatogenesis as well as male secondary sexual characters. Okay, so the male secondary sexual characters are brought about by this hormone, which is testosterone. Okay, testosterone. All right. Now, why the testis is kept outside the abdomen? Why the testis is kept outside the abdomen? Because for spermatogenesis, what is the meaning of spermatogenesis? The formation, sperm, genesis means formation. Okay, the formation of the sperms. Okay, so for the sperms to form, okay, they have to be maintained at a cooler temperature. Okay, they have to be maintained at a cooler temperature than the body temperature. Okay, than the body temperature. Okay, so now you know that the body temperature is around 36, 37. So it should be still close, still lower. So usually the scrotum maintains this temperature, okay, since it is kept outside the abdomen. Okay, so it will be in a cooler place, okay, which favors the formation of the sperm. Okay, do not type anything in the chat message because I won't be able to see it. All right, so if there are any doubts, I will give you time to ask. Okay, so you can ask the doubts during that period. Okay, testis. The testis is a male reproductive organ suspended by the spermatic cord. Okay, and it is covered by tunica vaginalis and tunica albuginea. Vaginalis derived from peritoneum, and albuginea forms the fibrous covering of the testis. Now, each testis has got 200 to 300 lobules. Okay, each lobules, and each lobules contain seminiferous tubules. Okay, and in between the seminiferous tubules, there is interstitial cells of Leydig. Okay, interstitial cells of Leydig or Leydig cells. So, what are these Leydig cells for? These are the ones which secrete the hormone testosterone. Okay, the testis is kept in the scrotum because the for spermatogenesis to take place, the testis has to be kept at a lower temperature. All right, so this is with regard to the testis. Any doubts? All right, now let's see in this. Yes, what's the doubt?
No, nothing, doctor. Thank you.
Okay, now here in this picture we will see the same structures which we have read. Okay, so here you can see the outermost layer, okay, the layer which is called as tunica vaginalis. Okay, the tunica vaginalis. Okay, after this grayish membrane, there is a thick white layer, a smooth white layer which is very thick and covers all these lobules. Okay, and that's called as tunica albuginea. Okay, the tunica albuginea divides this into 200 to 300 compartments, which is our lobules, and inside these lobules there are seminiferous tubules. So this is the place where the sperm is produced. Okay, now the sperm produced from here, it goes, okay, and to this place, okay, which is called as retitestis, and from the retitestis, they all join together. Slowly they will join together, okay, and then they enter to this part of the testis, which is called as epididymis. Okay, epididymis. Okay, epididymis. So the epididymis has got a large part which is called as head, okay, medium part which is called as the body, and the lowermost part which is called as the tail of the epididymis. Now here in the epididymis, if you see the number of tubes, they join together, and slowly when they come near the tail of the epididymis, finally there is only one tube. Okay, so all the seminiferous tubules, they all join together. Okay, they start to join together near the head of the epididymis, and slowly they all join. Finally, they will form one single tube, okay, near the tail of the epididymis. After this, the tail of the epididymis, it continues upwards through the small tube, which is called as vas deferens. Okay, ductus deferens or vas deferens, both are the same. Okay, so from the seminiferous tubules, it goes to retitestis, then head, body, and tail of the epididymis, and from the tail of the epididymis, it goes into the vas deferens. Okay, the vas deferens. Then this vas deferens raises up. Okay, it raises up and then goes along the spermatic cord. Okay, it goes along the spermatic cord. Okay, and it then comes to the prostatic urethra. Okay, I will be discussing about that now. Okay, now if you see the spermatic cord, okay, the spermatic cord is the one where the testis is hanging out from. Okay, so what does the spermatic cord contain? So one thing what is present here is the vas deferens or ductus deferens. Okay, so the vas deferens is located in the spermatic cord. Now, apart from it, what are the other structures? The testis is a live structure and it needs blood supply. So there is an artery which is called as testicular artery, and there is a vein which is called as testicular vein. Okay, so testicular artery and testicular vein. Okay, so these are the structures which go and supply the testis. Okay, and drain the deoxygenated blood from the testis. Okay, it then drains out. So the spermatic cord contains number one, vas deferens, number two, testicular artery, the testicular vein. Okay, apart from this, there will be certain nerves. Okay, there will be certain nerves, sympathetic nerves. Okay, so there will be some nerves and lymphatics also. Okay, so some sympathetic nerves and lymphatics. So these are the structures which are located in the spermatic cord. Okay, so they may ask like what are the structures which are located in the spermatic cord? So you need to say vas deferens, testicular artery, testicular vein, then sympathetic nerves and lymphatics. All right. So these are the structures which are located in the spermatic cord. So once again, from seminiferous tubules, retitestis, head, body, and tail of the epididymis, the tail then continues up as vas deferens or ductus deferens. Okay, through the spermatic cord. The other structures present in the spermatic cord are vas deferens. Apart from the vas deferens is vas deferens, testicular artery, testicular vein. Okay, testicular artery, testicular vein. Then nerves and lymphatics. All right. Any doubts? All right. Coming to the next one. What is the blood supply to the testis? So already I told you testicular artery and testicular vein. So that's easy. So the questions you will get will not be based directly. So the testicular artery arising from where? So the testicular artery, they arise from abdominal aorta. Okay, so they will arise from abdominal aorta below the renal arteries. Okay, so you know the kidney, they get its blood supply through the renal artery. So just below the renal artery, there will be testicular artery. The next one is veins. So there is a right testicular vein for the right testis and left testicular vein to the left testis. The right testicular vein, it drains into the inferior vena cava. Okay, the right testicular vein, it drains into the inferior vena cava, whereas the left testicular vein, it drains into the left renal vein. Okay, it drains into the left renal vein. The lymph nodes. On either side of aorta, there are certain lymph nodes. Okay, and since they are parallel to aorta, these lymph nodes are parallel to aorta, they are called as para-aortic lymph nodes. Now, why should I know about the lymph nodes? In case if there is a cancer, okay, a cancer of the testis. Okay, in case if there is a cancer of the testis, you need to know that not only you should remove the testis, but also the lymph nodes. Okay, otherwise the cancer can recur and it can spread to other parts of the body. So you need to know where the testicular drainage, the lymphatic drainage, where does it go, and the lymphatics drain. So they drain into the para-aortic group of lymph nodes. The testis also has its own nerve supply by T10 and T11. Okay, so T10 and T11. So these nerves, they supply the testis. So testicular artery, which is derived from abdominal aorta, the right testicular vein draining into the inferior vena cava, the left testicular vein draining into the left renal vein, the para-aortic group of lymph nodes, and finally the nerve supply is by T10 and T11. Any doubts? Okay, now in this picture here you can see this is the abdominal aorta and this is the left renal vein and the right renal vein. Now below it you are able to see an artery which comes down. So this is the right testicular artery and this is the left testicular artery. Okay, so the right testicular artery and the left testicular artery. Okay, so they both are arising from the abdominal aorta. Now let's see the right testicular vein. The right testicular vein, it is going to the inferior vena cava, whereas the left testicular vein, it goes into the left renal vein. Okay, it goes into the left renal vein. Okay, this is same as that of ovarian vessels also. Okay, sometimes testes and ovaries are given a common name which is called as gonads. Okay, gonad. Okay, so the right gonadal vein, okay, it drains into the aorta, whereas the left testicular vein or the left gonadal vein, it goes into the left renal vein. All right, any doubts? All right, now let's go to the next structure, the vas deferens or the ductus deferens. The vas deferens, it is quite long. Okay, it is approximately 45 centimeters long. Okay, it's quite long and is a continuation of the tail of the epididymis. Okay, it continues from the tail of the epididymis and then it arises on the posterior part of the testis. Okay, and then it goes up. Okay, then it enters inside the abdomen. Okay, go on the superior surface of the bladder, reaches the posterior surface of the bladder, and when it reaches the posterior surface, it joins with another one bag-like structure which is called as seminal vesicle. Okay, the seminal vesicle. Now this seminal vesicle and the vas deferens, they join together to form ejaculatory duct. Okay, they form the ejaculatory duct. Okay, I will teach you that again. Okay, in the next, there are some pictures, I will show you that. Okay, right now you remember that the vas deferens, okay, it's quite long, approximately 45 centimeters. It goes through the inguinal canal, okay, into the abdomen and passes behind the urinary bladder, okay, and joins with the seminal vesicle to open into the prostatic urethra, okay, to form the ejaculatory duct that opens into the prostatic urethra. Any doubts? Okay, now seminal vesicle. The seminal vesicle, it's a fibromuscular pouch. Okay, it is a muscular fibromuscular pouch, and here you can see the seminal vesicle. Okay, the two bag-like structures, and medial to this there is vas deferens. Okay, so the vas deferens and the seminal vesicle vas deferens and the seminal vesicle, they both join together to form a duct, which is called as ejaculatory duct. And this ejaculatory duct opens into the prostatic urethra. Okay, it opens into the prostatic urethra. Okay, so this is with regard to the seminal vesicle. Now coming to the ejaculatory duct. Okay, the ejaculatory duct. The ejaculatory duct, what is it? It is formed by the union of seminal vesicle and vas deferens. Okay, it is very short. Okay, and it opens into the prostatic urethra. Okay, it opens into the prostatic urethra. All right. So this is quite short. Okay, ejaculatory duct. Okay, it is formed by vas deferens and the seminal vesicle. They both join together and then they open into the prostatic urethra. Any doubts? Now coming to the next part, the prostatic gland. Okay, prostatic gland. Okay, so now what is this prostate gland? The prostate gland, okay, it is situated below the urinary bladder. You can see that there is a prostate gland which is situated just below the urinary bladder. Okay, and it surrounds the first part of the urethra. Okay, urethra. Okay, it surrounds the first part of the urethra. Okay, the prostatic secretions, they are responsible for giving the color of semen. Okay, and it is responsible for contributing to the balance. They constitute around 30% of the semen. Okay, they constitute 30% of the semen. Okay, and they give the milky appearance for the semen. All right. So the prostate gland, it is situated just below the urinary bladder. Okay, surrounding the first part of urethra. Okay, they constitute 30% of the semen, and that gives the milky appearance of the semen. Now, lastly, this is with regard to the male reproductive organ, which is the penis. The penis, it's composed of root, which is attached to the body. Okay, so this is the body of the penis, and this is the root of the penis, which is attached just below the pubic symphysis, in the perineal region. Now, what is this penis made up of? The penis is made up of two corpus cavernosa. Okay, it is made up of two corpus cavernosa and one corpus spongiosum. Okay, corpora is the plural format. Okay, two corpora cavernosum and one corpus spongiosum. Okay, cavernosum, spongiosum. Okay, now the tip of the corpus spongiosum, if you see near the end of the corpus spongiosum, it forms a pyramidal or a conical shaped structure near the tip of the penis. Okay, a conical shaped structure, the corpus spongiosum, it goes and near the tip of the penis, it forms a conical structure which is called as glans penis. Okay, it's called as glans penis. The glans penis is the one which protects the glans penis is covered by thin skin. The glans penis is covered by a thin skin which is called as prepuce. Okay, any doubts?
No,
All right.
doctor.
All right. Okay. So this is with regard to the male reproductive system. Okay. So once again, the male reproductive system is composed of scrotum, testis, which has got two coverings. Okay. And inside the testis, there are seminiferous tubules, which produces the sperms. And in between the seminiferous tubules, there is Leydig cells, which produces testosterone. Okay. It is kept outside the body so that it favors spermatogenesis. Okay, the arterial supply is by testicular artery that comes from abdominal aorta, and the venous drainage is by the right and left testicular veins. The right testicular veins goes to inferior vena cava, while the left one goes to the left renal vein. The lymphatic nodes is to the para-aortic group of lymph nodes, and the nerve supply is T10 and T11. Okay, so from the seminiferous tubules, the epididymis comes, and from the epididymis, the vas deferens. Okay, it's a long structure and it passes through the inguinal canal to the posterior part of the urinary bladder, where it combines with the seminal vesicle to form the ejaculatory duct. The seminal vesicle, it is a fibrovascular pouch, okay, and it joins with the vas deferens to form the ejaculatory duct. Okay, so it is situated behind the urinary bladder, okay, and you can see that the vas deferens joins with the seminal vesicle to form the ejaculatory duct. The ejaculatory duct is small, found within the prostate. Okay, you formed by the union of vas deferens and seminal vesicle, and then it opens into the prostatic urethra. The prostate gland, okay, it covers the first part of the urethra below the urinary bladder, and it constitutes 30% of the semen. The last structure, the penis, okay, it has got a root and a body. Okay, the body of the penis has got two masses which are called as corpus cavernosa. The corpus cavernosa is the one which is responsible for the erection of the penis. So what happens? The blood supply, it goes inside this corpus cavernosa, and that's the one which is responsible for the erection of the penis. And you can see the corpus spongiosum. Inside the corpus spongiosum, there is an urethra which goes through it. Which part of the urethra? The penile urethra. Okay, the penile urethra. Okay, the penile urethra then passes through this corpus spongiosum, and this corpus spongiosum near the end of the penis, it makes a conical structure which is called as glans penis. The glans penis is covered by a layer of skin which is called as prepuce. Okay, and usually they will do a surgery in which the prepuce is cut. What is the name of the surgery? Circumcision. Okay, circumcision. So this is a surgery in which prepuce is removed. Okay, mostly for religious purpose. Okay, sometimes if there are any diseases also, okay, so they can remove the circumcision. Okay, they will be able to do this surgery, which is called as circumcision. All right. Any doubts?
No, doctor. Thank you.